So I'm sitting here looking at Facebook, and I see tech stocks took a big hit yesterday, which doesn't concern me that much. I mean, I have an investment. I have some index funds that spread out, of course, through the S&P 500, and so I'm not worried about when stocks fall or sometimes plummet or crash is coming. We know it's obvious that happens in the market. It rises, it falls. We have a bull market, we have a bear market. That is the wash, rinse, and repeat cycle of the economy. Whether it is Wall Street or whether it's Main Street, as long as you're alive, you're going to see the highs and the lows happen, and not to fear. Facebook is an entity of itself. It's a beast, and I want to see if we could come up with some kind of solution on how we could be like we are investing, to not put all of our chips into one bucket. All right, and this is one of the problems that we see here. And as I was looking at the revenue of many of the telecommunication companies, we see AT&T is the largest as far as revenue is concerned. That's something that I did not know. Verizon is next, and then T-Mobile US is next, and then US Cellular. So there's T-Mobile US, and then there's US Cellular is at the bottom. With all that being said, there's another utility company in whom y'all don't think it is a utility, but it is. And that utility company is Facebook. Be like, how is that possible? I'll tell you about it in about 60 seconds. Be back. Bass.
It's the show that will get you thinking, and where the topics are hot. Feel free to comment whether we agree or not, 'cause he's got something to say. Sir Walter Jones. Sir Walter Jones. He's got something to say. Sir Walter Jones. Sir Walter Jones Show.
Come on in. The water's fine. Hello everybody, Sir Walter Jones Show. I'm here. It is the midday connection, baby. How y'all is? Come on in. The water's fine. The market is closed. It's about 3 p.m. in the Central Standard Time here in Chicago, Illinois. And so we want to give you some updates on not so much in the market, but today on Facebook. My community is here. This is a live show for those of you who are asking. I see you, Keys and Bridget Lee, Joyce and Wright, and God is Watching, Pitts, and a whole bunch of y'all who are here. Nancy Paxton, Tyrone Cobb, and Ryan Pringle is here. April is here as well. I want to talk to y'all about the utility company, in which I talked about in the beginning of my intro. Go ahead and hit the share button and subscribe to this channel if you will. Hit that bell notification button, and you'll be notified when I go live. Okay, will you do that? I thank you. We have a very strong knit religious community over here. So those of you who don't understand when we talk about God stuff, well, maybe this channel is not for you, or really it is. Facebook, utility company. Why? Everything that we have now seems to be tied up in Facebook. Now, we already know that Facebook owns a lot. We see the top three: Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, all right? But this shutdown has affected over 3 billion people in their businesses and in their day-to-day living. Let's talk about those who are just individuals who are just on it because they just like the platform. The great thing about Facebook is that it did connect us to our families. I've been on Facebook since 2000, maybe 8. And it was called The Facebook, okay? And it was kind of cheesy, they were still trying to, feel their way out. And we were just posting stuff. And so some of you who will look at your posts from years back, you'll see how you have progressed, how you might have gotten smarter, more savvy based off of your posts today compared to your post 10 years ago. All right. And so what Facebook did was it helped us actually find people that we thought were gone forever. We thought might have been dead. All right. We found loved ones and family members and things like that. And college friends, high school friends, lovers, many people who've gotten married due to Facebook. And they instituted the poke feature, and people were poking each other like crazy a few years ago, and got to the point where men were poking men, and then it became something very suspicious. And so I think the poke feature is still there. I'm not sure. It helped us also to understand, to pay attention to people's birthdays. A lot of times we didn't know who each other's birthdays were. Prior to Facebook and MySpace, we were going through the email, which is the original inbox. We were using email to do a community type setting, all right? And then came MySpace, which opened us up to the world. And we were able to talk to some of the greats out there and whom we admired. If we had a Facebook a MySpace relationship with those in whom we admired in the music business and in politics and what have you. And then our children were on Facebook and we stayed on MySpace. And then we realized that Facebook was really taking off. And so the adults moved over to Facebook and the kids didn't like it and they ran. And that's when they began to join these other sites. Okay, like Snapchat and Instagram, what have you. Okay, and so what it did was it connected the world to one another, and I'm glad for Facebook because it has afforded me opportunity to not only just spread the gospel, but to talk about issues dealing with my show, whether it's politics or whether it's finance or whether it's relationships. Facebook was the go-to platform. And then they rolled out what's called the Facebook Live, because, we had Periscope prior to that, and other little things they had. But Facebook Live was huge, and that was our way to then talk to people through our talking points. They commented, and then we can bring them on to our platforms and our lives, and it's a big deal. All right, so it has really helped many. Unfortunately, over the years, Facebook got greedy, and as you can tell by the whistleblower, it has caused a lot of scandals those scandals are already there. It's just that someone decided to leak. We needed the leaker because talking from the outside in doesn't have much credibility. And so this young lady came, spoke with Congress, a hearing at Congress yesterday, and really exposed what Facebook was really doing. And then Mark Zuckerberg made a statement on Facebook. It was about this big. If you go to Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook page, you'll see he wrote a book, and he shared what he shared with his employees. All right, and well, who do you believe? It is affecting the mentality of young people, as they said, especially on Instagram. And then the lies, not just the bullying, but the lies on the election of last year, and this thing that she called civil integrity. I think she called it civil integrity. All right, and so these are a lot of things we're not surprised about. And then in came the pandemic and the COVID-19 and the vaccinations issues, and then all of the people who were being pulled either on the side of conspiracy theorists or pulled on the side of vaccination is a lifesaver and it is a good product. Okay, we began to be separated by that. In the midst of all those openly public things came a lot of the little things that even we religious people got caught up in, like when Snoop Dogg came out with a gospel album, Facebook was there for us to fight. When Kanye West came out with his gospel album, Facebook was there. Okay, and when what's her name on her show, How You Doing, went against our dear sister Brown, we were there to congratulate how she responded through Facebook. What is her name, y'all? The names leave me. Frances, yes, was a Facebook whistleblower. She came forward. 60 Minutes, yes. Thank you, Amber Rogers. Wendy Williams versus Tabitha Brown. We were all there to celebrate our dear sister Tabitha Brown. And we were there to boo and hiss Wendy Williams, okay? And she was there to cry again on Facebook. All right. And so Facebook has brought us all together, and it helped build the community that I have here today. So thank God for them. But in everything, we see that we need moderation. The scripture says that honey is good. All right. But it says when you eat too much honey, then you will vomit. And the reason why the scripture said that is because it was trying to get you to understand that there might be someone in your home that is overstaying their welcome. They come over every day. They're always there. They smell your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. They know when the ball game is on. They're always there to mooch off of something. After a while, you get tired of them. All right, but you don't know really how to tell them to get lost. All right, don't you have something else you need to do? We invite you over. We like you to come over periodically, but you're always over here soaking up our space. Honey is good. I have honey in my tea right now. It's so good right now. But too much of that will give me a headache and cause me to be irritated and give me gas and make me vomit and all kind of stuff. But it's good what I have right now. Facebook is good. But too much of it, and we put too much stock into it, it has caused us to lose out on many other things that we can be doing with our lives. You understand? So when you guys understand where your limitation is, and you're better able to manage that limitation. So the problem that I have discovered with Facebook is that we have turned our cell phones over. The way we used to communicate through our cell phones, we turned it over to Facebook so that Facebook can be our contact with each other. There are people who are in the same families who don't even have each other's phone numbers, but yet they only communicate through Facebook Messenger, which we used to call the inbox or the DM. Okay, all these terms are used interchangeably. And so when Facebook got shut down for 6 hours, we could not communicate even with our loved ones because we didn't even have their phone numbers to text. Because everything goes through the DM for communication. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And then sometimes you got to go on their Facebook wall just to get a message to the family about something. And then y'all have Facebook groups that are dedicated for the family, or inbox group, DM groups, that everybody's is contacted through that group, and the group got shut down. And so if a death happened, an emergency happened, anything, Facebook was down and we couldn't get the word out to people because of that. Now that's a problem. It's a big problem. And what it did was it woke you all up to how you need to broaden and spread out your portfolio. You have to diversify your communication. You should never, ever have all of your chips into one bucket. It's like investing. You would never just invest in Facebook stock and have no investment in anything else. It'd be because Facebook is doing great. But Facebook took a tumble the other day, and then so those of you who had that money in that stock lost a lot because you had everything in that. All right. And so you got to spread your stuff out. For those of you, also, what I've noticed that when some of you sign up with certain things online, it could be a utility company, it could be your credit card company, it could be another social media site, it could be anything. They'll ask you, do you want to put a special password in here? Or do you want to use Google to sign in? Or do you want to use Facebook to sign in to this new account? And many people say Facebook because you never turn Facebook off. You never log off Facebook. The average person never logs off. Hello. All right. And so when you sign up for these new things, you tell them to log on through your Facebook account. What happened yesterday? When was this? Monday? What happened? So when Facebook shut down, all of these accounts that you would have logged in through Facebook, they too were down. You understand? Some of you have Fiverr accounts and your Fiverr is plugged into Facebook. Facebook is down. So many of the engineers that work at Facebook couldn't even get into their offices, couldn't get into their computers. It was a massive shutdown. So that's why I say they are another utility company. It can be a bit much sometimes. Yes, it can, Bridget Lee. Absolutely. Did not affect me at all. I only open Facebook. Yes, you're one of the good ones God is watching. You're one of the good ones. Absolutely. So we have to be careful. It didn't bother me either. Amen. Yeah. But you all represent a minority of people out there. All right. Rogers is saying Brazil and Mexico have the highest dependency on Facebook in the world, with 95% to 98% respectively. It's their number. It's their what number? One? Is that what you're saying? Number, yes. Brazil and Mexico have the highest. Yes. But check this out. Remember when I asked y'all to give to Haiti and for the school down there? I asked Elder Mark Success, who's a member of my church, who is like the envoy to Haiti, as far as I'm concerned. I call him the envoy. I said, I want to be able to communicate with the students and the teachers and the principal directly. Now that we have put them into our list of donating, periodically, we want to be able to communicate with them because the people are asking. And his reply was trying to get a telephones and things like that. It's some type of telecommunication down in Haiti is next to impossible. So you have to. He says the only way I'm in contact with him is through the WhatsApp. He says 99% of the communication to Haiti is through the WhatsApp. So guess what happened Monday? And it's not just Haiti, it's many nations around the world that their only communication to maybe to America and to other countries is through one of Facebook's products. And this being the WhatsApp. Okay? Sorry, y'all. I killed the spider. Y'all think I'm going to hell for that? So I'm going to repent after the show. Okay? You look like a daddy long leg. Huh? Y'all understand what I'm saying? I didn't know anything about the shutdown, Mel says. Our church only uses Facebook for Bible study and Sunday school services. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So a lot of people, good to see you, Bree, Norman. A lot of people didn't know that it was shut down because y'all actually have real jobs. y'all are actually working. So you didn't know. That's a good thing. But again, you represent a small minority. Mm-hmm. All right. So my show, again, I want y'all to diversify in your communication as much as possible. So when I go live on both Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Used to be Periscope, but Periscope got shut down as it pertains to going live through Restream. And so when Facebook is down, I don't depend on it 100%. And I have not just your usual 5,000 friends on my Facebook wall, but another few thousand on the Sirwalterj show, and then another few thousand who are waiting to get in through requests, and then a couple thousand who are following me who can't be a part of the 5,000. So Facebook is a big part of who I am, but I did not allow, and I vowed not to allow Facebook to be a big part of my portfolio of communication. Y'all understand? And so when I do go live, if you notice now, the Facebook viewership is actually down considerably, and the YouTube viewership is up considerably. Why? Because I decided to do a campaign more so on getting the YouTube followers up, because for the past many years, since 2014, It was just simply Facebook, trying to get those listenership up. And so when I would go live, I would have a lot of listeners on Facebook, and I would have only a few people on YouTube. And I says, I gotta spread this out just a little bit more. All right. And so that's what I did, and it worked. Facebook don't pay me though, unless I'm purchasing some type of ad. So that is the other thing that has affected many people when it comes to Facebook, is that many people who are marketers like myself lost either hundreds or thousands or millions of dollars over just a 6-hour period. Just a 6-hour period. Millions of dollars were lost from some of these businesses. You have a business? Yes. You understand? Right. So there are people, a couple of my content friends who release content like I do, they said that shutdown hurt my bottom line big time, because some people had programmed a launch for Monday morning. They were releasing a new product, whether it was an online program or a coaching program, and they were getting ready to they had it planned to launch, and then YouTube shut down and they could not launch that day. Now they got to find out how to follow up. Hopefully they had an email marketing campaign. They had to go and tell people, sorry, so they lost a lot of money that day. Many of the big companies are on Facebook, and they utilize the ads. A lot of the small business is what operate and run the America. Small business do, not big business. Small business, mom and pop stores as well operate, actually are the movers and shakers of the United States growth and its success, and its place in the superpowered in this, if there's a such thing anymore. We've lost our superpower structure, all right? So Facebook shutting down affect a lot of people's money. All right, now, so what do? Again, you have to diversify. Those of you who are going into business, you've got to get you an email marketing campaign going so that you can have direct contact to your customers or to your community, and whatever you want to call them. You need to have direct contact with them. So if everything is on Facebook, and Facebook is most of your portfolio, then when it's down again, which will happen again, man, you're messed up. For the same reason why I will never have all of my stock in YouTube, because it could be shut down. A good hot hacker can come in here, and there's nothing out there that's safe. It's the Titanic effect. They even said that not even a glacier or a rock or a iceberg could take us down. That came out of their own mouth. And guess what took them down? So these conglomerates like Facebook and Google and the ABC Corporation, which owns all these people, Google and YouTube, they think that they can't be touched. I'm sorry to report to you that everybody can be touched. Every time I turn around, I thank God for LifeLock. I have an account with LifeLock. Every now and then they'll say your password is in the dark web. Go and change it. So you got to pay for these insurances and sureties to help show up and save your behind. Okay, you need to save your behind. So never put all of your stuff into Facebook. All right. Again, it's a great company. We thank God for Mark Zuckerberg and those other co-founders who allowed us the ability to make money and to communicate with our loved ones. But you, like everything, you cannot put all of your ducks in there. Mark lost billions of dollars. He sure did. I can understand why you and others need it. It helps you. Yeah, so we do need it. All right. Too much controversial material. Yes. Yeah. So we who are in business, we do need it. All right. And I was getting ready to launch, a massive campaign on Facebook through ads and through Facebook groups and what have you. But I had to wait, to see what Facebook was going to do before I put any money into a massive ad campaign. Now I still believe and trust in Facebook, but with everything, there are some demons in the detail. For those of you who attend church, there's some demons in the detail. All right, I didn't want to go long. I just want to talk to y'all. It's 3:00, and I usually only go about 30 minutes or less here. All right, but so again, my message to you is be sure and diversify your communication. Again, don't put all your ducks in Facebook. Don't do it. And no single social media site. Some of y'all are hooked on Instagram. You're hooked on it. Literally, you're hooked on it. And I often say, if you're doing something, you have a habit of doing something where you got to go there all throughout your day and you're not making money, I had to take a sip. I feel like, what's that frog? Is it Kermit? If you are doing something every single day for hours and hours, which is taking up your time, and you're not either making money on it right now or you will make money on it later on, there's something wrong with your goals. You understand? Time is money. You've always heard that. But some of you are up in a certain age where you look back at your life and realize how much time you wasted. You spent time, which means you wasted time, and then you didn't make any money during that time. Your goals are messed up. Your goals are messed up. All right, so I told myself, never will I spend that much time on Facebook ever again and not see some type of money coming back to me for the time I invested by just putting up posts. And so since 2014, I use Facebook as a portal to get to another avenue of funds. What do I mean by that? Facebook never have to pay me, but I do organically advertise on Facebook so that the people will leave Facebook and go somewhere else where the money bag is. You understand? So when I would put up Facebook posts dealing with the Sirwalterj Jones show, the people will see the post, and even though I'm not making money on the post, organically I am causing an uproar. People are interested in what I'm saying, and then there's a link there where I take them off of Facebook to somewhere where they can give something to whatever product that I'm offering. So Facebook has made me good money without the ads because I advertise organically, you see. So Facebook has been a good portal for me to make money. So it is a type of stream for me, Facebook. So when it did shut down, it didn't affect me a whole lot because, again, it's only a portal. YouTube shutting down for a length of time would have affected my bottom line greatly because a lot of my money is made through YouTube ads, okay? So, yes, that would affect me greatly, not 100% because I have an other stream through my books, which is Amazon. If Amazon got shut down, then it would affect my bottom line with my books. You understand? My music through SoundCloud and some other places that I have my music, well, most of that is through me personally doing stuff offline, okay? So one thing is affected, and so I can lean on another, and that's why we keep bringing up diversification, and your time should be an index fund in a sense. You should index your time in a fund. so that you can say, I'm only going to spend this much time on Facebook, this much time on YouTube, this much time on LinkedIn, okay? And so that I can do some other things so that I could be making some money. Or if you are retired and you don't really need to make any money and starting on new business, then you should be taking that time and going outside, exercising, which I have started, thank God, trying to take better care of your health through whatever you're eating, which I have started, okay? Going out there, those of you who are saved, you go out there and evangelize, or you go out there and go to a soup kitchen, homeless shelter, or something like that, and feed the poor. All this time that you're wasting on social media, you could have been out there helping someone else. So what I'm saying is you don't have to pull away totally from social media, because I believe that the new highway and byway is social media. Many of us are spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ through Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, okay? The gospel is being spread through all of those channels and Clubhouse, okay? It's being spread. And then after a while, you shut all that down and then go meet someone up face to face with your mask on, and then you can help the orphans, and there's prostitutes that are walking up and down the street. Some of you ladies can go out there and minister to the prostitutes. There's so many things you can do, so you can live a well balanced life by going to social media and doing whatever you do, but back some of that time up so that you can spend some of that time on the Great Commission. So difficult to do the Great Commission because social media has been a place where we all know each other. So it's basically like we're going to church. Everybody in church is supposed to be saved. And Jesus said it's not those who are well that seek a physician. So it's easy to say you're ministering on Facebook, but most of these people are church going people. You know what I'm saying? So it is a cop out to say you're ministering, but yet you walk by all these people on your way to the grocery store or your way to the gas station. You ignore the homeless and those people who are crying out for a savior, and you ignore them. So it's really a cop-out. You understand? All right, so I'm on social media now. The Sirwalterj Jones Show is on social media, so why would I tell y'all to stay off social media when I'm doing this show on Facebook? Do you understand? All right, y'all, that's my time. I'm over my time. Thank you, Clock Keeper. I saw your 27 minutes. 27 minutes ago. I love y'all. Take care of yourself. I'll see you tonight for our night show. Tonight, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Sirwalterj Jones Show. Those of you who are new to our community, we do this twice a day, 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, all right? I'll see y'all tonight. What I'm talking about, I have no idea, but I'm sure it's going to be quite interesting. Take care of yourselves and one another. Hit the share button and share this with your friends and family. Talk to you soon. I got to finish my tea.
Well, goodbye. 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 Enjoy yourself. Goodbye. 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 Bye. Well, goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Fellas, does it seem like you can't get a good woman? Ladies, wonder why you can't keep a man? Then read The 4 Women That Men Desire, Volume 1, by Sirwalterj Jones to figure out how to break the cycle. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy today.